Okay, I think the first thing I'm going to do as temporary chair is ask us all to move to the center of the room. Can we scoot our chairs into the...
Is there any questions regarding the Constitution?
I move it be accepted and printed on their website.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the Constitution. Discussion.
I have a motion that I gave a number of people, and if you didn't get it, I'll be glad to give it to you, but it's a motion that we change the Constitution and the bylaws and change the endorsement policy that we presently have. My name, by the way, is Mike Bach. I'm from Kettering, and I was first elected to the Central Committee in 2006. And one of the things that I think would make us a stronger party and a better party is basically if we stop acting like Republicans in a lot of ways and change our endorsement policy. I think that the more that we can encourage grassroots activism, the more we seem less like a machine, the more we seem less like a boss-operated organization, the more we're going to attract people to our party. And so this proposal really says that we're going to stop endorsing in the Democratic primary to any candidate who's not already an elected, have an elected office. If someone's seeking for re-election, I think that makes sense to endorse them if that's the selection committee's desire. This would be a big change. I know that this is something that would be very different than what we presently have. Well, I hope you'll consider it, and I hope we may have a little discussion about it. And I hope that you can support this change in the Constitution that this resolution suggests. If anybody would like to see a copy of this paper, I'll be glad to give it to you.
Okay, so just to clarify, Mr. Bogg, you are presenting this as an amendment to the Constitution that's been proposed this evening.
Right.
So that's been,
yes.
That is your motion. Is there a second to that motion?
A second.
I second.
Okay, thank you. Further discussion then? Yes, sir.
I'd like to say that my very first experience with Montgomery County Democratic Party screening committee many years ago surprised me because the candidates had already been picked before I even entered the room. The very first question every time I've been has been, if we do not endorse, will you not run? And what that ends up having us do is only provide people of Montgomery County one possible candidate in a primary. This can cause many problems, besides the fact that we've eliminated the democratic process. For instance, what happens if a candidate drops out before the primary? What happens if they die? What happens? Any number of things. If we get caught without a candidate for that seat, or if a candidate happens to get caught driving drunk or doing something else. It's happened. It shouldn't be one, so it should be a much stronger party. We should be able to field multiple strong candidates in a primary, and the people of Montgomery County deserve the right to choose. And I applaud Mr. Bach for bringing this forward, and I hope that everybody understands it is the people who are supposed to choose the candidates in this country, not a small committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion. Mr. Owens.
I'd just like to point out, too, that if you adopt this, it takes away all options of endorsements in those instances, where if you leave it as it is, you still have the option to either endorse or not endorse. So really, it takes away the people that were just elected by across this county's as representatives of Democrats in every precinct that you were elected from. It takes away your options. It really ties your hands on the ability to have our voice heard. A lot of times, primaries are very expensive. A lot of people don't know what all the issues are, and there are a lot of times there are very good reasons to have this body making a recommendation.
Any further discussion?
I move the question.
Mr. Bach?
Your precinct. It's your role to inform them of who the candidates are and to give them, people in your precinct, the opportunity to hear those voices, to give them a choice, to empower them. It is not our role, as it is in the Soviet Republic, to tell you, you will vote for this person. This country doesn't say anything about the costs of campaigns in anything the Founding Fathers wrote. The Constitution does not say political campaigns should be expensive. We've made it that way. It's time to take the money out of the politics, make it about grassroots, make it about knowing the people of the Democratic Party of Montgomery County and getting them to work together to put the best people forward. It's not something that should be done by a small group.
Thank you. Yes.
I want to know.
Wait.
I think for the very reasons that were just mentioned, I would ask you to vote this amendment down. These two additions, these amendments, they're really two different items, would restrict the ability of the selection committee to even screen the candidates. I can't inform anybody in my precinct or any of my precinct members about a candidate that I'm not screened. If you read the Constitution, the Central Committee must support a screening recommendation by 2/3 for it to be the party's recommendation. So I think this is less democratic and less open than what the Constitution has printed is. I would ask you to please vote against this amendment.
The first vote will be on the amendment. The amendment would be what's been distributed to you from proposed by Mr. Bach. I don't think do I need to read this? I don't think I need to. You know what the amendment is. All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
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 Those opposed? No. The amendment fails.
Division.
The next vote will be on the motion. Yes?
I think there was a division. I think we should stand.
We'll do by show of hands, okay? All those in favor of the amendment signify by raising your hand. Those opposed? Okay. The amendment fails. Okay, then the next motion is to adopt the Constitution as presented. Mr. Ritchie.
Mr. Keith, I'd like to nominate Mark Owens for permanent chair.
Second. Are there any other nominations? Okay, it's been moved and seconded to close the nominations. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Is there a motion to elect Mr. Owens by acclamation?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. Mr. Owens, you are now our permanent chair. I relinquish the chair.
First of all, I want to thank you all for having the confidence in me and putting me, re-electing me for a full term this time. I want to say just a few short words. You know, we were pretty successful in 2006 and obviously 2008, but our job's not done yet.